So first of all, they have to start with themselves.
Yeah.
So I recommend that one way initially is to clear your energy field. Because in fact, the thing is that your energy field is, we're communicating energetically all the time. So we're picking up things from other people, and we're picking up things from the environment that we're in. So the first thing I would recommend is that you clear your energy field. And I've done this in my classes just to prove to people, to say this isn't, wacky talk, it works. So one thing you could do, and even if you could get a partner, it would even be better, because you can feel giving the colour and receiving the colour. So first thing that I work with is the violet flame. So it's like lighting a lighter, and that it's violet. And then you can, for me in the mornings when I wake up, it's like having a shower. I do this every morning. I visualize opening up a door, and in front of the door there's a violet flame, and I walk through it, and it gets rid of anything negative or any imbalances or blockages that I'm holding in all of my bodies. And then I stand under a gold shower, which fills in any little holes that might have been there from what they've taken, that the violet flame has taken out. And also that I ask them that protects me on all levels, so that I'm not picking up other people's stuff. So that's the first point. And the second point then is you can use it in your home. So you walk into your room and you say, what do I want from this room? And then you choose a colour that gives that vibration. So if you go on my website, www.colourharmonie, Harmonie, and it's colour actually COLOURHARMONIE.com.
Okay, yeah.
There's all the colour meanings. So for example, in my hallway, I chose blue and turquoise. And the reason I chose those colours was when I have, on my ground floor, I have that dedicated to do my workshops and do my consultations. So when people come in, particularly because colour, people don't initially know a little about it, so they could be a bit nervous. So I chose blue to calm them, to give them a sense of peace. And also blue is kind of a message to them that, it's expansive, it's the sky's the limit, it's the oceans of possibilities. And I chose turquoise because I wanted green in there, which represents money. So I brought in the green ray from the turquoise, which meant I want my business to be successful. And in order for that, I need to earn a good living. So I brought in those colours. So that's just one example of how you can bring in, and when people come in, they're like, oh my God, it feels lovely in here. So then that makes them feel, if they are stressed, those kind of colours would be very good because it calms you down.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, and the other thing is maybe a crystal. Like a crystal is also very powerful, I think the main thing is love. So if you have a lovely pink rose quartz that you carry around with you, and just program that for something that you want in your life, and that will also help.
That's amazing. And you use colour and you use crystals on a daily basis through your work, but also in your life. It's like when you do this work, it's almost not like work because it's living it.
Yeah, it's
as well.
It's a philosophy. Yeah. It's like it's almost I don't know any other way.
It's funny sometimes when I think back, and I think back to the times when I was living my life completely differently, and I'm sure you do too. And I think, oh my goodness, it's just such a huge gap between the sort of then and the now.
Yeah, and even a simple thing like having doing a colour meditation, that strengthens you, and I think that's what we need, because we are going to have challenges in our lives because we're here to learn. But the thing is that how we deal with them is, the quicker you deal with them, the quicker they leave. So it's giving you that strength to get through whatever. Like I know no matter what is thrown at me, that I feel it's like I'm in a tennis court, and I'm hitting the balls, and I keep hitting those balls. and it really doesn't knock a feather out of me either, and that's what it does. I need that strength to get through all the things that are happening at the moment.
And that's so important at the moment. You know, because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of energies. There's a lot of stuff happening, and many people are feeling overwhelmed by it. You know, I'm seeing it.
That in fact, the reason that's happening is because the denser energies are now having to leave. So a lot of people that put their head in the sand or put off doing what they really are meant to be doing, they can't, because the light, the pure light, is coming in to get rid of that. So of course it can be challenging and overwhelming, but I think if you just stop resisting and just go with it, then it will, and know that it's only a short time and you'll get through it.
Yeah. And so allow it, go with the flow, release any resistance, and work with colour.
Yeah. And take responsibility, because that's what I love about the colour. Even when people come to my workshops, they leave with something, because I'm thinking, now you can go home, and if you have something that happens, you know what to do. And then in time, you may need to go to an expert, which is fine, because I think that's good too. But on the day-to-day activities, you have a tool that you can use.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so practical, and that's what's so helpful now is, you know, people need stuff to help them in the moment.
Yeah.
You know? Yes, there's a lot of work we need to do on ourselves on an ongoing basis and over the longer term, but in order for us to be in a place to be able to even conceive of doing that, we need help now, you know, in getting up in the morning and getting through